Hello, this is Cyril White, one of the owners and head coach slash managing director at Country Spirit CrossFit, and this is our video presentation of our video minutes of the presentation for our advisory council meeting that was held on July 9th, 2016, specifically for those who couldn't attend the meeting and for future reference. So I appreciate you watching this. Thank you. And thanks to all our advisory council for being present. Present at the meeting were Mark Baker, myself, Reagan White, and Shannon, newest member, Shannon Tobias McKenna, who we are thankful to have and thankful that she took the minutes. And excused absences were my wife, Leslie, and Elaine Economou. So hopefully you'll watch this and get a gist of what we discussed at the meeting. Our agenda was to introduce Shannon, new to the advisory council, to express appreciation and gratefulness for something. I expressed appreciation to my family and gratefulness to my family for making huge sacrifices in their lives so that I could pursue my passion for this new business and for fitness and for inspiring others, creating a business to inspire others to achieve healthier, happier, and more fulfilling lives. And Pat Conlon, who was present also, I don't know if I mentioned that, Pat Conlon was present, and expressed gratefulness for his boys being together up at his oldest boys' camp for the summer, being able to visit each other together. And Shannon expressed gratefulness for, even though she's not crazy about her position, but that she appreciates the challenges that her position at the university provides her, and that it challenges her and makes her a better person. So we can appreciate that, and we will go through each one of these in turn. I already talked about that. We all know who each other are, and again, thank you so much for taking part in our advisory council. We really appreciate it. As always, our role as the advisory council is to be a sounding board for management, to ask us tough questions, to hold us accountable, and to force management to treat this like a business and not just a hobby, to be professional and to help us brainstorm on specific issues. Redefining our core values, a new one that we added to be number one, that is to be the best part of our client's day. And we hear that over and over again, and we just think that's so awesome. And Pat Conlon expressed that he liked that. And the others, proper form and safety come first. Do everything to the best of our ability and always be learning and improving. Our vision is to create a community of healthy people who are inspired to live healthier, happier, and more fulfilling lives, and who will be the foundations of strength for their families, communities, businesses, and the world at large. We will accomplish this by developing a world-class team that helps people move better, eat better, and break through their limits. Where our mission is to inspire as many people as we can to live healthier, happier, and more fulfilling lives by moving better, eating better, and breaking through their limits. Reagan asked the question, what's the difference between a vision and a mission, since those seem really similar, except the vision is longer. And I responded that the vision is kind of what you want things to look like, what you can envision things. I envisioned a community of great people that we like to hang out around and who are all just trying to be the best they can be, and we really have that only after 2 years, and we're continuing to create that. But the mission is like really succinct. That's what we're trying to accomplish every day. So, good question. We always have to revisit continuously what makes us unique in this competitive environment that we're in. And I think, and others seem to agree, that one of the top ones is our coaches. I think that I've been at a lot of different gyms. I know a lot of different gyms. And I think that our coaches really have such an awesome diversity, and we really complement each other well. We don't all look like each other. We're male, female, older, younger, different life experiences. And also that a lot of gyms, the coaches are athletes first and business owners second, where we come from a background of being a business owner first and athletes second. And I think that'll make us, in the long term, a more successful business. And then some of the other things that I think make us unique as well. People have said that we have more flexible hours and more diverse offering of classes than many other places also. How have we done recently? Our profits and our expenses are going down, and our revenue is continuing to increase slightly, and a good positive trend. And without including any compensation for myself, our profit, that we're covering our basic expenses. The question's always asked, what was the large expense items in May and July of 2015, and that was May was the coaches' compensation, because Cyril, myself, attended the Barwis Methods training for 9 days, so I didn't coach for 9 days, so I had to pay other coaches for 9 days worth of work to cover for me. So that was the big expense then. And July was paying our $3,000 CrossFit affiliation fee. Pat Conlon made the point that perhaps we should normalize the affiliation fee, even though we pay it all at once, maybe account for it on a monthly basis, so it smooths out our profit and loss statement. And that's definitely something we can consider, but it doesn't show the actual reality of the cash flow. So at the time of the meeting, we were at the end of June, we had 60 members. So our top number was 66, which we had in March and April of this year. And that was primarily due to a fantastic Couch to CrossFit program we ran, where we had 20 new people in a 6-week program. And I believe 15 of them have stayed members. So that's huge. And I think that's a testament to our coaching and our program, that more people actually hang around and love it, and just don't even want to consider leaving unless they absolutely have to move or something of that nature. The graph on the right is our net membership. So net means the number new members we have minus the number we lost. And as you can see, we're primarily very, very positive every month in the double digits. The question was asked, why was August of 15 so horrendous? And the answer to that was we get a lot of students that come in for a summer workout schedule, and they leave back to school in August. So we do lose a lot. We gain a lot in the summer, which is good because summer is typically a super dead time for fitness businesses. But then we lose them in the fall, but then we make that up come the first of the year. So we're still at net positive monthly membership changes. So the difference between new members coming in and members dropping every month is still a positive net 3, as it was the last time we met in February. Pat Conlon also brought up the question of whether we should perhaps run special programs for other athletes that are already doing CrossFit at other facilities, other boxes, if you will. And we discussed that, and that was an interesting question. However, I thought that it's very, very difficult to pry someone away from an existing facility to go over, even if it's a temporary program. And the number of elite athletes is by far a lot smaller, especially in our area, than the number of just general public people out of shape. And we want to focus on the general public people out of shape, because we'll get a lot more members and can help those people a lot more than we can help the elite athlete, even though we're not going to obviously turn elite athletes away if they want to train here. But that was a good point and a good discussion. We recalculated our member retention based on everyone, not just current members, but people that have been with us and left. And we're still very positive in that area. More than 32% of people stay with us longer than a year. 33% are just starting and have been with us or stayed with us 3 months. So it seems like people are either with us 0 to 3 months or longer than 12 months, basically. The gender ratio continues to be dominated by the females. Last time we met, it was 56 female, 44 male. It's currently 62 female, 38 male. So we definitely want to cater to the ladies, if you will. And they seem to really enjoy our program. Probably because we have a lot of female coaches, which is pretty rare in the CrossFit business. Good female coaches. We implemented a referral tracking and conversion system back at the start of our last meeting, and we track every referral that we get from every source, internet, existing clients, wherever it may be. And since we started tracking that, we really started tracking it in November of 15, although we had a couple right before November, one in January and one in October. But we really started tracking it hard in November of 15. And since then, we've had an average of 16 per month, total of 127. And we convert an average of 5 per month and have converted a total of almost 40 people from that referral, all those referrals, which is a conversion rate of 31%. Pat Conlon asked the question of, do we know how many people we convert that actually take that first introductory free class? And at the time, I did not, but I went back and calculated that since we have the data and we keep track of the data. And basically, since November of 15, and again, we had 2 outliers, 2 data points, so I did include since January of 15. We had 57 out of the 127, and a lot of these are just, internet people poking around. Some of them I don't even know if they're actually real people. This 127, so it's literally everyone. Out of that, 57 took a first introductory class, and out of that, 42 became members, which is 74%. So only 15 out of that 57 that took that first class did not become members. And I think that's a pretty awesome conversion rate once we get them in the door and can have them take that first class. Key indicators that we track are, if we did include an owner's salary for myself, because obviously we want to make money at this so that my family can stay together and eat. So if we include an owner's salary of basically a profit of $100,000 and $14,400 in manager compensation for Reagan as a manager, hopefully someday. So that's a total profit of $114,400, which is total expenses and overhead and these salaries, which if we had these salaries, our overhead expenses wouldn't go up any more than they already are. That would be monthly expenses of $16,358. And we're instituting a new private health coaching membership, which doesn't require people to actually physically be in a class. It's actually for individuals that are not going to be in a class until they get in shape or decide they want to be in a class. It's 2 meetings a month, 1 hour meetings per month, getting their nutrition dialed in, showing them movements, getting them to move correctly, having them do workouts. We've implemented a virtual workout program that they can use our app and the internet to look at the workouts that they should be doing and track their progress, and we can look at their progress. So it's kind of like a virtual coaching model. We're going to charge $165 a month for that model. I've done significant research, and the typical price for something like that on the high end is about $200 a month. I've seen several that around $170, $140. So we're going to price it just initially at $165 and where we get that number is basically to generate this type of income. I should be charging $55 an hour for my coaching time, and I've estimated that for each member, each one of these private coaching members would require about 3 hours of my time per month, and so turns out to be $165 per month, which is where I get that number. So if we just add another 10 group CrossFit class members. So we're at 60 now. If we came up to 70, which our facility could easily handle, we'd be pretty rocking and rolling size-wise then and capacity-wise, but we definitely would be far from capacity size-wise. And then added another 50 health coaching clients at $165 a month. That's a total number of clients at 120, which is, I believe, definitely very doable. We can get to this number. So we need another 10 CrossFit members and another 50 health coaching members, and we have a pretty decent, at least, profit from this business. Our current actual revenue per member is $118 per member. Our expenses per member is $114, and how we calculate this is the number of members times the number of expenses, or divide the number of revenue and the number of expenses divided by total members per month. And our actual revenue per class session, members, typically the average attendance is between 8 and 12 sessions per month. Right now it's around 8. And so that comes out to about $12 per member per session. And it costs us about $9 per member per session. So that's a total profit currently of about $3 per session per member per month. That makes sense. We also took a look at, when we first started, we had we started with contracts, so 3, 6, and 12 months engagements, and people would get a price break for signing up for a longer term. And we still have a couple of those out there that are grandfathered at those prices. The annual price for a 12-month membership was $111. And then we have some discounts, which comes out to be $117. Most of our members are at the flat monthly membership rate of $130 per month. The $95 a month is our student rate. We have 2 family member students that are at $85.50 they get a family discount. So the majority of our members are at $130, but we have this smattering of people at different rates. The 95, again, students, we really can't do much about that. So I took a look at the total number of members that were at these reduced rates based on their contracts, and we don't really have contracts. We haven't had them for a long time. And so I wanted to see if we put those members on the $130 a month membership to, basically ungrandfather them from their price break and say, hey, we don't really offer these, and it would help if you paid the full amount. That only affects 12 members, and it would only make a difference of about $223 a month. So the advisory council thought that it probably wouldn't be worth rocking the boat with those members. They're all good, awesome members that have been around for a long time and give us a lot of referrals, and probably wouldn't be worth rocking that boat for an extra $223 a month. We also discussed, Pat Conlon brought up the issue of whether we should give a discount for someone paying cash up front for a membership, or paying for a membership all at once. So maybe a 10% discount if they paid for a year all up front. And something we really haven't thought of, and something we definitely should perhaps consider. We do have people that offer us cash. I've only had one other person offer me a year in advance, and that person didn't even sign up. So it's not like that happens a lot, but something we should definitely think about. So new business we discussed, that we have had our 2-year anniversary. Can't even believe it. We've been doing this for 2 years. We signed a new 1-year lease on our building. Our landlord is great. They're going to paint the inside of the building in a couple months, so that'll be cool. New Clock Tower CrossFit opened up since we met last in Memorial Day, and we really haven't seen yet any kind of a decrease in new members or people signing up. We've actually had, we've been busier with new members and people reaching out to us and signing up than we ever have been. So, and to my knowledge, we haven't had any members leave to go join Clock Tower CrossFit. So at least right now, it's been positive, and perhaps we're getting that because more people are comparing us And so far, we've had more people signing up than ever. So far, hasn't affected us that I can see. We already discussed briefly adding our personal coaching and personal training add-on memberships for existing members to work with a coach individually for additional $95 a month on something specific like their nutrition or a specific fitness goal, like getting pull-ups, something like that, a pull-up program. And the personal coaching 6-month program. This is based off the integrative nutrition model, so I'm not just like pulling this out of my hat. They have an entire process and system that we're using to implement that, and it's proven, and a lot of people have made a lot of money doing that. So we're using their system and putting our secret sauce and our brand on their system to make that 6-month program to help people that really just don't want to do a group class to start or are intimidated, or all those people that say they don't have time to go to the gym. We'll go to them and help them because we have 2 years of experience helping people achieve their fitness and health goals. We discussed that we had a phenomenal Couch to CrossFit program in March, and we plan to do one of those at least every quarter to implement a new Couch to CrossFit. We've implemented range of motion workout of the day classes. That's what this ROMWOD stands for, and that's an add-on $10 drop-in fee for anyone, and we've had good response for that, and it's really great for our athletes. It's all stretching for an hour. That's Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 and Saturday at 1. And we also implemented, which I forgot to put on here, the Wise and Strong class for people 55 years or older. We've only had one person that has done that, but that continues to do it, and she's great. But hopefully that'll grow too, and it's a good class to bring beginners into, even if they're not 55 or older. Our coach June is taking over our workout programming for a few months on a trial basis. He expressed an interest in doing that, so that's one less thing that Coach Cyril has to do, which is cool. We're hiring an accountant to do our books, personal and business, so that's huge. Mark had an interesting idea, Mark Baker. We had a just phenomenal Friday Night Lights CrossFit Open event where we did the CrossFit Open workouts on Friday nights and had people come and drink and participate, and not while they're drinking, of course, but after, and they had people watch, and it was just a great festive and competitive environment. It was awesome. And Mark thought that perhaps we should do things like that leading up to the Festivus games or other types of a Friday Night Light get-together where we're doing the workouts from the competition, and I thought that was a great idea, and we're going to hopefully implement that also. We talked about disclosing prices. I took the specific prices off of our website because we're adding different programs that have different prices, and I think we lose a lot of people that just search for price, see our price, and just try and find the cheapest and just think it's too expensive because they're comparing it to Planet Fitness. And I think that we should talk to people. We shouldn't disclose, not that we're trying to hide anything. We want to be completely transparent about price. But since we have multiple programs now, someone might be a candidate for the health coaching program, but yet we're telling them that they should pay $130 a month for CrossFit. So I think that we should talk to people first, see what their goals are, see what they need, have them hear our story before we get into price. And that's just a good sales tactic, especially with services. We're not trying to hide anything, but I think we'll close a lot more people if they meet us in person. If they're not willing to meet with us, just because they don't know the price, then they're probably not worth spending any time on anyway. And I think we'll at least get a lot more people inquiring that we can talk to, that I can try and tell our story and close them on the phone versus them just seeing the price on the internet and not even contacting us. So that was a good discussion. The challenges we have, of course, are time, freeing up my time to work on the business and work on our various businesses, as opposed to coaching all the time. We're so busy now. I literally almost coach every single class when other coaches aren't coaching, because we have people coming to almost every single class time. But I'm confident that that will change and more people will be interested in coaching, and we'll bring on more coaching, and that'll free up my time to work on the business and marketing and getting more clients, especially the personal training clients, which I think we need to. That's why we're going to this health coaching model, personal training model, to be able to work with people that may never even step foot in the gym. I think that's a huge market opportunity. I need to be in shape first. We're addressing that with the personal training, health coaching, and intimidation. We still have a couple of ladies that think they're getting too bulky and big, and we're addressing that with the personal health coaching, meeting with them so that they don't just leave and they'll feel that we're really trying to address their concerns. And as I mentioned, freeing up my time to work on the business and market it and sell it rather than working in the business. But I am becoming a really good coach, I think, because of all the experience, which I will hopefully be able to communicate to our other coaches and make them better coaches so I can work on the business. Our meeting minutes, other things we discussed. This, normalizing the CrossFit fee in our financials. We're going to have the Couch to CrossFit spring, summer, fall, winter. Hold an internal open type Friday Night Lights competition on a regular basis, using the Festivus games as an example, starting that at around 6 or 6:30. We've already talked about this. We know those numbers, counting how many come to an introductory class and how many stay. We need to advise coaches on what they say to first-time people when they come in, just to inquire. Our coaches have to realize that they're whether they want to be or not, they're also salespeople. And if I'm not here and someone comes into the gym and they're inquiring about our services, we need to have a standardized thing that they say to make them come back and work with us. We talked about our new personal training and coaching programs, the year in advance paying, all that stuff. Perhaps going out to various clubs, like the Chelsea Soccer Club. It was Pat Collins' idea. Chelsea Soccer Club, putting a seminar together for them and charging for it. 2 to 4 sessions, $500, some kind of package deal. Thought that was a great idea. We'll try and figure out how we're going to implement that. Shannon brought up the idea of that many people can't afford our services, that are needy, not just, they don't make enough money or don't have a priority for it, but really could use our programs and they really can't afford it. And she didn't know that we had a scholarship program, which we've had for a long time, and we're unique in that, I think, and that several people go through it. Unfortunately, they don't seem to stay for that long a time for whatever reason, but it does help them, and they're welcome to stay, and we don't charge them. But I do think that paying something definitely makes people stay longer, which we've definitely started being a little bit harder about charging people's credit cards, debit cards, not just taking a month at a time, because it should be a commitment. So we do have the scholarship program. I thought it was more like 99% of people that took the intro sign up, but it was only 74%. But I still think that's really good. Pat mentioned that we should, on the website, when we discuss our fees, that we should say that it's a free consultation, not a class, because people might not want to come to a class. And I thought that was a great idea. Reagan mentioned that we continuously need to be lifting people up not fakely, but complimenting people on their little gains, no matter how small. Not having people do the harder movements if they can't even do the basic movements, things of that nature. And these are all things we're going to have a coaches meeting, just the coaches, and discuss all these issues like that. I think that'll definitely help that. And we also discussed Reagan's friend Jessie Carter, who signed up and came to one class and quit because she was too intimidated, and we tried everything. We offered her one-on-one coaching. She came to the beginner classes. She was just very, very intimidated and frazzled. But aside from offering her personal one-on-one coaching, I don't know what else we could have done. And the point was made that, we're right for a lot of different types of people, and I think our membership has demonstrated that. But we're just not going to be right for every single person. And I think that and maybe, I'd like someone to call me out on this if it's not true, but I think that we are definitely bent over backwards to be accommodating to a large range of people. And we're just not going to be for everyone, and we're not going to sell everyone, and we're not going to make everyone happy. And I think that's true in any business and in life. So I'd like to show you Well, before I end, I'm almost done. I appreciate you sticking with me here. Almost done. I wanted to show you some new things on our website. One of the things I mentioned in the presentation was our new personal training program that's under About Us. We have a whole new website for that, and that talks about our health coaching and all of that awesome stuff. We've got a great landing page, recipes, blogs, etc., video. So we're really coming along in that. And also what I mentioned about our pricing, and Pat Conlon mentioned that we should change your first class is always free. I changed it to your first consultation and or class is always free. What do you have to lose? Your first consultation and class is always free. No prices on here. Give us a call. Email us. It's an investment you'll make in yourself. So at least hopefully they call us on here. I think if they're willing to spend $130, they'll call us. If they weren't, they won't. So I don't think we're really losing anything. And people will contact us if they're really interested, as opposed to just seeing $130 and $165 and not contacting us out of hand at all. So that's that. Thank you very much. Appreciate your attention, and please let us know if you have any questions or anything else. Thank you.